Hey guys, it's been a while, hasn't it? Y'all thought I retired? Well, just to be fair and balanced, I had an experience, which is a little on the unusual side, that I'm going to share. How my daughter's rescuer, whom I recently met, found that the only people that rescued him were the Mormons. Yeah, so this guy actually has some kind of a pastor's license too, but at some point, maybe I should back up. When my daughter was like 16 years old, one day she and her friend decided to grab surfboards out of the garage and go surfing. And I received some text, well, not text, but text page, some kind of a page. These are the days of pagers, to that effect. And she wasn't regularly surfing at all, but I guess she decided it was time. And so she took a board that I had shaped, actually the last one I ever had shaped. I don't want to say the last one I've ever, I don't want to say the last one in my life. Maybe I'll do it again, right? It makes me sound like I'm writing an autobiography, memoirs at the bitter end. But anyway, yeah, she fell down, and the fins were a little extra sharp, I thought, and yeah, she sliced her femoral artery, and so I got to hear firsthand. She finally, she never she met the guy who basically saved her life at that point, and then brought her into the doctor, who was the same guy that rescued, who's the vascular surgeon that saved my brother's life when his vena cava was ripped out of his heart. So, not by his home teachers, by the way. Just want to make sure we understand that. Yeah, so I met this guy, and so he's got like a pastor's license. He was a paramedic guy, and actually he passed the medical whatever test, but he wasn't into surgery, is what he told me. Very, very bright guy. By the way, he says that wild blueberries in the frozen section of Trader Joe's are something that he's sure cure cancer. So FDA is not going to tell you that. Government's not going to tell you that. They're going to tell you to get vaccinated. Yeah, because they work on everything, except all the people that died of yellow fever that were all vaccinated in Brazil when I was checking out going there. Anyway, aside from that medical misinformation, as it would be called, since it doesn't go along with the approved consensus narrative by those invested in by government municipal corporations controlling their boards of directors, the guy tells me that, yeah, he had a pastor's license. Well, he still does. Very interesting guy, and at some point he was struggling a little bit. He's doing great van life in it like me now, but he went into a Catholic church and said in front of a large congregation, "Hey, need some help here, you know, down on my luck. Really could use a hand. Need some food or whatever." The father, the padre, the pedophile, whatever he was, he said, "We'll pray for you, brother." I don't know if he said brother. That's more of a Christian thing. I mean, Christians don't like to think they're Catholic, but the relationship's pretty strong there for origins, more than Christians would like to realize, more than Mormons would like to realize. So he did the same thing in a Christian church, and then he got, "We'll pray for you, brother." But you're not getting any. You're not. This collection plate, it ain't for you. Okay. And then he did it in a large LDS congregation, he said. And he didn't mention getting taken into the bishop's office for, getting a typical type of interview that might result in a pass written to go to the bishop's storehouse or anything. But he said people were putting 20s in his pocket, and just individuals coming up after it was evidently some sort of a sacrament or testimony meeting. Unless it was a state conference, because he made it sound like there were 1,000 people there, so that's not your average ward meeting number, but unless he was tripping or something. So anyway, yeah, that's what he told me. He said it was the Mormon people, not the Christian people, that stuck, that hooked me up to make sure I had food. So there you go. As much as I speak out against the deliberate deception by the brethren in anything from the priesthood and and Sunday school manuals to the redone history, to the removing of the Journal of Discourses from the people, which were considered scripture until New Speak needed to replace Old Speak, and contradiction is problematic in that instance. So a lot of good people in the LDS Church. So when I see a lot of rhetoric on Facebook, etc., Mormons be like, whatever, right? I think it's good to be careful that we don't characterize everyone as a Dallin Oaks or David Bednar, because most of the people are like you and I were, just trying to do what it takes to have a happy family forever, take care of our kids and spouses, etc. So, something to think about.